Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian. Again, I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
You know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good morning, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School as we get you set for this year's edition of the Collinsville Invitational Boys Track and Field Meet. I am Todd Duke. Glad that you have taken some time out of your day to spend it here with us on the Kahok Sports Network. We're going to be here all day long covering this track and field event, and we've already gotten the day started. I just came from across the way and filmed a little bit of the shot put action that is already underway. The field events got underway at 10 o'clock, or excuse me, at 11 o'clock this morning. The track event's getting underway here in about 10 minutes or so. We welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. You are looking live right now at the pole vault competition. The field events, as I mentioned, got underway at 11 o'clock. That includes the discus. Well, the discus actually hasn't got underway yet because I was going to go shoot some footage of that as well. They were waiting to get through the first couple of flights of the shot put before they started that. So I did get some footage of the shot put, which we will carry here in just a little bit. The high jump is underway. The pole vault, as I told you, which you're looking at right now, is underway. The long jump and the triple jump will follow the long jump. So the field events are already up and running. And here in about 10 minutes or so, the first section of the 3,200 meters will be ran. We'll probably miss that first section as we do our pregame interview with Collinsville boys head coach Daryl Frecker. We'll pass that along to you in just a moment here, and then, of course, we'll send you the shot put footage that we took just a little while ago, and that'll continue throughout the day, and when we get the results, of course, we will pass those along to you. But first up, my conversation with Collinsville head coach Daryl Frecker, and that follows this message from Chiropractic Works next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are at Kahok Stadium. We're going to be here all day. Why? Boys Invitational going on, track and field meet. And joining us now is Collinsville Boys track and field head coach Daryl Frecker. Coach, first of all, before we get to this particular meet, talk to us about the season thus far for your boys up to this point.
Well, we've had a lot of good performances, especially with Jamarian Stewart again this year, doing well in the 100 and the 200. Kyle Crone has come on with the jumps, high jump, triple jump, and long jump. 4x1, 4x2s are solid, and I think we got a shot at maybe squeaking in with a 4x4 come sectionals. I've had an outstanding year from these guys. It's been a little touch and go with the weather, meets being canceled, not as good as what we had last year, and even in terms of some training. But they've come together, and we're blessed to have a nice day here today.
Yeah, so far so good, and that leads up to, I think, what Wednesday is this big Southwestern Conference meet. Weather, again, maybe playing a little bit of a role in that.
Yeah, well, at this point, we're praying for the weather to clear up and have it on Wednesday. Anytime you look for a makeup date, that gets pretty difficult this time of the season with officials, timers. So we'll look at. I keep my fingers crossed. I, of course, pray and see if we have some good weather come in Wednesday. It keeps changing. For the most part, it looks like it's changing for the better, and that's what we're going to hope for.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir here, man. I'm so backed up on baseball and softball games, I'm not going to have a day off anytime soon. All right, talk about this meet in particular. We'll get to the Kahawks here in just a little bit, but who do you think is the team to beat out of 32 teams out here?
Well, some of the strong teams that have historically been here, Lions, the first year they came in, won it. And you have Edwardsville, you have O'Fallon, Belleville West. I mean, we got a lot of strong teams coming in. And I think the key is going to be not necessarily the team effort as much as the individual efforts, because we're getting ready for conference, we're getting ready for sectionals, and we don't necessarily set ourselves up to have to go for a team championship at this type of meet. So I think ultimately the one that does win it is the number of individuals that score in their events as compared to doubling up or tripling up in a lot of events, which is what most of us will have to do come conference, because we want to get the most points as we possibly can. So from a team standpoint, I don't think a lot of coaches look at that. I think we look at personal records and getting ready for conference and sectionals.
You see a chance of maybe some personal records being broken here today?
I absolutely do. I think with the way the weather's turned out and things are drying out, every event has some great athletes in it, and we'll give them every opportunity to step up to the competition and get some personal records.
You have a long day, obviously, and you've got your hand in all kinds of different stuff going on around here, but from a personal standpoint for you, what is your favorite competition out of all the things that take place out here today?
I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite, because when it comes down to the level of competition that is here, every event does so well. My background has been the mile, so I'm always partial to that 800 and that mile. But at the same time, I definitely appreciate what the sprinters do. And with people, you got Jay and Alton's here again today, so we got a lot of good athletes, and I can appreciate what they do in their individual events.
Is there a particular athlete from your school or any other school that you're like, man, I can't wait to see this guy perform?
It's always exciting to see what Jay can do. It's also exciting for Jacob Dyer in the vault, because he is so into it, and he wants to get that personal record. So it's those two guys are fun to watch and fun to be around. But I got a whole team full of great personalities, great guys, and anybody that's going for a personal record in my book, I enjoy watching and trying to help.
As far as the Kahoks are concerned, you've already touched on Jamarian Stewart. Is that really the big key right there? The one person who's probably got the best chance of anything as far as purple and white going, bringing home a first place medal?
He's definitely one of the front runners with his what he did last year at state and the last 2 years, and his talent level being up there. We always look for him to be one of the top guys, and I would say yes. He'll probably be one of the individuals that will be first, second. Sure hope for the championship medal there, but I know he's got his work cut out for him, and if anybody else steps up on the team and accomplishes that personal record we talked about, we'll have a good day.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck out there today.
Thank you.
Daryl Frecker, your boys track and field head coach for your Collinsville Kahoks. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get things started here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for you all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here for the Collinsville Boys Invitational Track and Field Meet. And you're looking live now at the high jump going on in the south corner, or the south end zone here at Kahok Stadium. And we'll try to give you some results as soon as they come pouring in. We're just getting underway here, so bear with us just a little while as the first running event is underway. You might have saw them just go past the high jump there a minute ago. That is the 3,200 meters section number 1. They will have another section of this race coming up a little later on. So while they're running the first leg of this race, we will take you to shot put action from earlier this morning from across the way over at the campus of Collinsville High School. And just let the sound go, and you'll just hear kind of raw footage. So here it is on the Kahok Sports Network.
Short, come on. Showa up, Prey on deck, non-sub-low on hold. Out. Ready up. Non-Zoglo on deck, Zobrist on hold. Short. Non-Zoglo up, Zobrist on deck, Cloud on hold.
Too good? Team. No. Don't go. 37 feet, 2 inches. Cloud is up, Stone on deck, Greenwood on hold. $38, 6 3/4. Stone is up. No mark. Greenwood up, Rogers on deck, Sands on hold. No mark. Rogers up, Sands on deck, Copeland on hold. There is a bathroom right inside that door, but they don't ever let us use it. That's wild. We gotta walk over the track.
No mark. Sands is up, Copeland on deck, Monterey on hold.
There's 3 kids out on the top flight.
Copeland up, Monterey on deck, Ochoa on hold.
And see what it is. And then double. Just him or the whole team? Just him. And well, a hurdler was supposed to come too. 300 hurdlers. I don't know.
Wow. 31 feet, 11 and a half inches. Greenwood's up, Rogers on deck, Sands on hold. $28, 5 1/4. Rogers up, Sands on deck, Copeland on hold. $34 feet, 3 inches.
You got to pull it tight because we don't have to do that.
Sands is up. Copeland on deck, Monterey on hold. $36 feet, 9 inches. Monterey up, Showa on deck, McRae on hold. I'm sorry. You're right. Copeland is up. Monterey on deck, Ochoa on hold. $34, 9 1/4. Monterey up, Ochoa on deck, McRae on hold. $39 feet, 7 inches. Showa up. McRae on deck. And Soglo on hold. Out. McRae up. On Soglo on deck. Zobrist on hold. $32, 1 1/4. Then Zoglo up, Zobrist on deck, Cloud on hold.
One of your shots just in case if some birds.
32 feet, 10 inches. Sober a step, cloud on deck, and then back to stone.
And that is a look at the shot put action that we had from this morning. I think I actually did that backwards. I don't know. I had labeled shot put number 1, number 2, number 3, and then my phone ran out of storage and I couldn't record anymore, even though it was already time for me to go. So that was just flight 1 of 3 flights that got underway at 11 o'clock this morning. The boys discus, they were waiting for the first 2 flights, I believe, to get finished over on the shot put before they started on the discus side of thing. That includes Jordan Johnson, the senior from Quincy, who is number 1 in the entire United States of America in boys discus, 205 feet and 1 inch. Everybody else is well under 200. The closest one on this list was Barry Evans of Mascoutah with 159 feet and 11 inches. So Jordan Johnson for Quincy does not mess around. We're going to step aside here for just a minute. This is going to be an all-day event, so bear with us as we go along. We'll have to, of course, take some restroom breaks and things like that. And we already have the first running event in the books, and I believe they're getting ready to play the national anthem, and then we'll get the rest of the running underway. So we're going to step aside for just a second, but right now we'll keep it over on the pole vault, where it looks like a Collinsville player has gone over right now, and we'll be back in just a moment. And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium, where the 4x800 meter relay is taking place right now.
Let's go with third and final call for the 4x100 meter dash.
Let me get my paperwork all caught up here.
Call for the 3,200 meter run, and first call for the 110 hurdles.
All right. In this race, we have, I believe O'Fallon is the team to beat here, from what I hear. Zach Walters, the junior from Edwardsville, in the lead on this leg. One more to go. Collinsville's team consists of Elvis Campos Pacheco, Kevin Varela, Garrett Lee, Diego Hernandez, and Thomas Miller. Next up, by the way, will be the 4x100 relays. Belleville East has just taken over the lead from Edwardsville as they come around this final turn here. Down the front stretch, if you will. One more exchange coming up. And that is Nick Novi for O'Fallon, who hands off, and O'Fallon in the lead thus far. Edwardsville gets the second handoff. And we're halfway through this 4x100 meter relay. And I noticed that they handed out the paperwork today. There's a few teams that were on this list that are not here. So I think we went from 32 teams down to 26. Benton is not here, as I was going through the list earlier. Belleville East with the lead. That is Garrison Schindler, the sophomore, that is in the front of the pack. Edwardsville still holding down second. O'Fallon in third right now. They'll go one more time around, and then they'll do the final handoff. Belleville East runner still in the lead. O'Fallon with a time of 8 minutes, 6.96 seconds so far this year leads the pack. There's a final handoff race as we have Edwardsville and Belleville East side by side. Now Edwardsville takes over. And there's the final handoff. Two more times around the lap, or around the track, and this race will be in the books. So now the Lancers are out front. But Edwardsville's final leg runner looks like he's going to close that gap pretty quickly here. Across the way on the back stretch right in front of the pole vaulters. And this one's going to come down to the finish. They do have one more time to go around. Makes me tired just watching them. I only run for one reason. There's a bear chasing me. Here's the front runners right here coming in front of our location. Belleville East and Edwardsville heading into the final lap, and Edwardsville just a couple of steps behind the runner from Belleville East as they turn and begin the final lap here in this 4x800 meter relay. And it looks like the Edwardsville runner is going to take the lead as they continue down the back stretch. Looks like the Fallon runner might be running out a little gas there. We got started a little late because of some early morning rain. Wanted things to dry up before they started the competition, so we're glad they did. Things have worked out perfectly in that regard. I got up about 7:30, and the rain was just ending, and we've had some time to dry out. Here they come around the final turn. Edwardsville looks like they're going to take this 4x1 or 4x800 meter relay. There they come down the stretch and heading toward the finish line. And it looks like Edwardsville is going to win that one right around the 8:06 mark. As the rest of the runners continue to work their way around their final lap. Let's take some time to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Pace Design and Construction in Maryville? Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality. They are dedicated to their customers and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call, 618-407-5466, or online, pacedesignconstruct.com. Racers are finishing up this first big race of the day, the 4x800 meter relay. The 4x100 is coming up next. As we try to switch our pages here, and we're going to have 3 heats, if you will, in this 4x100. And then, of course, they'll take the best times and go from there.
All right, it looks like the 4x100 meter runners are on the track. We're going to have the first heater again. Again, in lane 3, we have Highland, lane 4, Glenwood, and lane 5, Waterloo.
I'm so sorry if I'm doing this. Oh, no, you're doing fine. You just got to, when you're doing the running, you don't have to do the zooming in and zooming out thing. Oh, okay. Really, you don't. I mean, because the best way to do it is to zoom out because you get everything and all the track around the way. Mm-hmm. It's just that when we're in between races, if we want to do a little of that or a little of the pole vault or a little of the triple jump, we can.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying my best.
Oh, you're doing a fine job. What's your name?
Samantha.
Samantha what?
Dang.
Dang? Samantha Dang. I'm Todd Duke. Nice to meet you. All right. We are just about ready to go for the 4x100 meter relay. In this first heat, you only have 3 schools. It'll be Highland, Glenwood, and Waterloo. Highland in lane 3, Glenwood in lane 4, and Waterloo in lane 5. And again, in case I didn't say so, very good morning. Is it morning? No, it's afternoon now. Very good afternoon, everyone. We're live from Kahok Stadium here this afternoon. We'll be here most of the day. I know it's Kentucky Derby Day as well. Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow, but most people are celebrating that today. And, of course, everybody's still kind of bummed out from last night's Blues loss. Now the St. Louis Blues have their backs up against the wall as they face elimination tomorrow afternoon in Dallas, trying to win that game and bring it back here for Game 7 on Tuesday. Cardinals lost yesterday afternoon to the Cubs. They're back at it here in a few hours from Wrigley Field, and we are at Kahok Stadium. My name's Todd Duke, and my camera lady this afternoon is Samantha Dang. So cut her some slack. This is her first time doing it. Trying to coax her through everything as we move along here, but we will get through this in fine, fine fashion. A little overcast skies, sun trying to peek through every now and then. Brings the temperature up. And who's check? Okay. I don't know who that goes to. Do you know? Coach Key? Where do they take the entry fee to? Concession stand? Okay, we're going to give it to him? Yeah. All right. That makes for some great live on-air stuff, doesn't it? Conversation between three people. All right, we are just about ready here for the 4x100 meter relay, which starts down at the south end of the track here. And we will see Highland, Glenwood, and Waterloo in this first heat. Second heat will feature Collinsville, Lyons, Breeze Central, Carbondale, Granite City, Freeburg, Quincy, and Altoff Catholic. And then the third one will be Rantoul, Alton, Belleville East, Belleville West, Muscuda, Cahokia, Edwardsville, and O'Fallon. So just 3 schools running in this first section of this 4x100 relay. No, I'm not out on the speakers. I'm on the internet. I'm sorry. It's all right. No, I'm on the speakers. He's on the speakers. It's the only sporting event I do. I don't have a scoreboard on my screen, too. That's kind of nice. Oh, okay, we're starting in the north corner. That's blocked out partially by a tent. So bear with us. At least we can get partial that finish line. And they're off here in this 4x100 meter relay. 3 schools, Highland, Glenwood, and Waterloo. And quickly they'll make the exchange on each corner. First exchange underway, and on the back stretch, looks like Glenwood, Highland. There's the next exchange. Final exchange will take place here around this last corner. 46:39, Highland's time. 44:86 is Glenwood's, and Waterloo at 46. 44:86 is their time to beat, and it looks like they will be very, very close. Yeah, real close. But Glenwood takes that first heat. And the second heat has been called to the blocks, and you have Collinsville in lane 1, Lyons in lane 2, Breeze Central in lane 3, Carbondale takes over lane 4, Granite City's in lane 5, Freeburg holds down lane 6, Quincy in lane 7, and Altoff Catholic in lane 8. The runners for Collinsville, DJ Poe, who's a junior, Jordan Conrad, a sophomore, Liam Driscoll, also a sophomore, Malcolm Burns, football player and track runner, a senior, Jaden Neighbors also plays on the football team. He's a sophomore, and Joanne Ford, a sophomore, for the 4x100 meter relay here. As we get set for heat number 2 of 3 of this boys 4x100 meter relay. Last year, the winner of this whole invitational was Edwardsville. Collinsville finished in 6th place. Alton was in 2nd. Belleville West was in 3rd. Edwardsville is the only school that has finished either 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in each of the last 10 years that this event has been held. Collinsville's best finish over that time has been 4th place. They did that twice in 2014 and 2015. And the records for this meet in this 4x100 is held by Cahokia. That was in 2006 at a time of 41.52. Heard Coach talk in the pregame show about Lions. Their first year they entered this invitational in 2013. They took 1st place. We're just about ready to go here for this second heat. Collinsville again in lane number 1. That's the lane on the inside, and they're off and running here in the second heat of this 4x100 meter relay. And the first handoff takes place. Carbondale with a little bit of a lead. As the second handoff takes place over in the far corner. Coming around the end of the track. Over here to this fourth and final turn. And the fourth and final handoff. It's coming up. And it's going to be a tight one. Breeze Central. Collinsville all along with the three-team race here. Collinsville trying to pull this one out, and it looks like they will. Kahoks pulling out a win here in their leg of the 4x100 meter relay. Jaden Neighbors pulling up the anchor leg and bringing his team a victory there in that 4x100 leg. Nicely done. Now we get on to the final heat here of this 4x100 meter relay. It'll be Rantoul in lane 1. Alton will be in lane 2. Belleville East in lane 3. Right next to them will be their crosstown rivals, the Maroons of Belleville West. Mascoutah in lane 5. Cahokia will be in lane 6. Edwardsville in lane 7. And O'Fallon in lane number 8. As soon as we get times, of course, we will pass those on to you. Let me see if I got my endurance race timing. Last time, a couple of times I refreshed it. They didn't have. There we go. We are on. If you want to follow along, go to enduranceracetiming.com and click on the Collinsville Invitational, and you can follow the results live. As we've got 2 events in the books already. Well, almost 2. This 4x100 is not quite finished yet. As we get you set for the final heat of this 4x100 meter relay. The second leg of the 3,200 meter run is coming up next. That's the real long distance run. You're welcome. And as we mentioned, the record holder in this event is Cahokia back in 2006 at 41.52. Not sure what Collinsville crossed with because the clock doesn't stop until the last person gets across the line. Matter of fact, the clock hasn't stopped yet. It's still running from the last race. Rantoul, lane number 1. That's the one closest on the inside. And their runner wearing purple shorts with a little gray top, yellow sleeves. And there they go. Back stretch as they go for the second handoff over in the far corner. That's taking place right now. And around the corner they go, and the next handoff, the last one. And here we go, another close one down the finish here. Edwardsville trying to bring it up on the outside, but it looks like the Maroons in the middle are going to be the ones to win this leg, right next to their crosstown rival Belleville East. And looks like Edwardsville may have finished in third place on that particular leg. So the conclusion of the 3,200 meters, that was a record just set last year by Roland Prenzler of Edwardsville at a time of 9 minutes, 25.77 seconds. Yeah, clock's been running for a while now. I don't have anything on here on the 3200. I wonder why.
Right in the second section of the 3200 run, we have Alex Partlow from Carbondale. He is the favorite here based on speed time.
There's second leg. We have Alex Partlow, a freshman from Carbondale, who is the one to beat here. He has a previous time of 9 minutes and 42 seconds. Collinsville had a runner in the first section, or the first leg, Alex Muniz. You have Carbondale, Quincy, Glenwood, two runners from Lyons in this heat. Jesse Lucier and Sawyer Medell. Edwardsville has a couple of runners in Todd Baxter and Kurt Brace. Granite City, Jeremiah Perry, Centralia Jared Brothers, Quincy's Jacob Spooner. Roxana has a couple in here as Crease Stump and Carlos Ruvalacaba. Hope I got that right. Freeburg's Blake Hatter and First Baptist Academy out of O'Fallon. We'll have Will Brandt in this as well. They are ready to go. This is one of the long distance races. This one will take about 9 or 10 minutes or so to complete. So we'll let Samantha Dang do her thing while Todd Duke steps aside for a minute and does his thing. Todd Duke and Samantha Dang back with you. Samantha's been diligently showing you this race as it is down to 1 lap to go here in this final leg of the boys' 3,200-meter run. Alex Partlow, the freshman from Carbondale, in the lead right now. And that is him crossing the line right now. He has 1 more lap to go, and you can see the lead that he has on the student athlete in second place. So if he can keep up this pace. Partlow will win this race, and right now the question is will he beat his personal best time of 9 minutes 42.85 seconds. As we told you, 9 minutes 25.77 seconds was set last year. That's the record set by Roland Prenzler of Edwardsville. There is Alex Partlow coming around the final turn. Saw the hurdles down. That's because the 110-meter hurdles is up next. And he's heading toward the finish line. Again, 9:42.85 is his personal time, and he's going to be behind that as he crosses with about 9:46. So it does not beat his personal time, but he finishes in first, 9:46.23, as the rest of the participants come across. While that's taking place, let's go ahead and thank Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate material such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy equipment where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. So time now to move on to the 110-meter hurdles, and we will have 4 heats in this particular event. The first one will feature just 3 runners. The second one will go to 9, as will the third and the final. And Collinsville has a runner in the second, Jackson Lee. They have a runner in the last one. That's Chris Chai, the quarterback for the football team here at Collinsville. While the boys are getting some of their things set up, let's take a commercial break. We got some bills to pay. We're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Todd Duque and Samantha Dang back with you from Collinsville High School. Just about ready to get this first heat underway in the boys 110-meter hurdles. That record in this meet held by Clyde Young of Cahokia back in 2007 with a time of 13.6 seconds. State qualifying time, 14:99, so anybody that gets past that can qualify for state. They have the big Southwestern Conference meet coming up Wednesday, if the weather cooperates, that is. Trying to thumb through some more notes here. At any rate, Reed Savage in lane 4 from Quincy, Zachary Hollis in lane 5 from Glenwood, and Kenyon May, a sophomore from Belleville West, in lane 6. Just 3 runners in this first heat. And they are off. Belleville West. Kenyon May in the lead here in this first heat. And May will cross the finish line first, followed by Zachary Hollis of Glenwood and Reed Savage of Quincy. Savage and Hollis are freshmen. May was a sophomore. Second heat coming up. And it features Eric Brown in lane 1 from Waterloo, Paul Rupert in lane 2 from Belleville East, followed by Michael Shoemaker, his counterpart from the Lancers as well. Jackson Lee from Collinsville will be in lane 4. Luke Zeck in Rantoul, lane 5. Ben Turwelp, a junior from Quincy, in lane 6. David Broski, a junior from Waterloo, in lane 7. Devin Miller, a sophomore from Alton, in lane 8. And Ethan Williams, a freshman from Freeburg, in lane 9. Last year, Stephen Harris of Cahokia took first in this event with a time of 15.25. The national record is held by Chris Nellums from Dayton Dunbar at 13.3, did that back in 1990. And in the state of Illinois, Travis Anderson from Edwardsville has the best mark. That was set back in 2016, a time of 13.59. Runners are down near the starting line, waiting for the officials to get set. They are the ones with the orange sleeves. Lane 4, right near the middle. That's where you will find Collinsville's Jackson Lee. Just about ready to go. Runners are in their set position. It's Kentucky Derby Day, so every time I hear the gun, I'm going to say, they're off. And they're off. First set of hurdles. Second. Jackson Lee is in the middle, as we mentioned. He's being challenged by the young man from Belleville East, and looks like the young man from Belleville East, Michael Shoemaker, is going to come out the winner in this particular heat. Jackson Lee was in the lead there for a little while. Jackson, of course, is the son of Collinsville basketball head coach, former athletic director Darren Lee. Heat number 3 features Darren Smith, junior from Granite City, in lane 1. Kedrick Terhune, a freshman from Rantoul, in lane number 2. Calvante Samilton, a sophomore from Alton, in lane 3. Xavier McKinney, a senior from Edwardsville, in lane 4. Lane 5 has Taylor Lehman, a sophomore from O'Fallon. Lane 6 is Terrence Buckingham, a junior from Mascoutah. Do not know the name of the young man in lane 7. I don't even want to try, man. Depajou or Grande, something like that. Sorry. Sophomore from Glenwood. Armand Williams, a junior from Mascoutah, and Gavin Fisher, a sophomore from Centralia. Now, normally when I do baseball games, softball games, football games, stuff like that, I have a lot smaller roster to work from, and I'll go down and ask the coach how to pronounce names. But when you have 26 schools with probably over 20 kids on the roster, that would just be a endeavor that would take about a week. So we didn't do that here. So I apologize if I've gotten anyone's names wrong. 110-meter hurdles, heat number 3 of 4, getting ready to take place. They are in the set position here in this third leg, third heat. And looks like they are going to reset from the set position. And once again, the runners are set. Third heat of 4 in the 110-meter hurdles. Underway. Well, false start. False start. We'll do it over again. Over the last 10 years, the school that has won the most first-place trophies at this event is Cahokia with 4. The last time they did that was in 2014. Edwardsville has 3. The last time they did that was in 2017. East St. Louis has one of those trophies. They did it in 2016. Lions, as we mentioned, their first year in this event in 2013, they took home the first-place trophy, and Belleville East took home first place in 2009. Collinsville, as we mentioned, best they've finished over the last 10 years is 4th place. They've done that in back-to-back years of 2014, 2015. We know they've already won one event here today with the 4x100 relay. One of those heats anyway. All right, we're back to set positions once again in this third heat. And here we go. Clean start. As they are halfway through this, O'Fallon looks like they have the lead in this third one, and that is Taylor Lehman, and Lehman is going to cross the finish line with about 14 point something there. 15.54 is Lehman's time. His best time was 15.68, so he bested his best on that particular run. And that'll bring up the final heat here in this boys 110-meter hurdles. Chris Chai, the sensational quarterback for the football team, will be in lane 1. Daniel Powell from Edwardsville in lane 2. Robert Hill, a freshman from Cahokia, in lane 3. Kawan James, a junior from O'Fallon, in lane 4. Stephen Harris in lane 5. He's a junior from Cahokia. Lions, Zach McLean, a senior in lane 6. Noah Williams, a senior from Freeburg, in lane 7. Kevion Woods, a senior from Belleville West, in lane 8. And Logan Costello. He has a hyphenated last name, but the page is too short to fit the whole thing in there, so it's Costello hyphenated something that begins with an S-O. I'm sure it's not Costello, so could be. Who knows? Anyway, he's a junior from Lions, so 2 Lions runners in this particular heat. And the fastest time previous in this group of runners is Stephen Harris of Cahokia with a time of 14.5. Chris Chai, by the way, 15.6 is his personal mark. So remember, Chris Chai will be in lane 1, closest one to the infield turf. Before they get going here, I'll step aside just a second and grab my cold soda. All right. Runners are getting into their set positions. Last heat of this boys 110-meter hurdle. They're set, and they're off. Looks like O'Fallon in the middle. A little tight three-way race there in the middle. And looks like lane number 5, Stephen Harris, a junior from Cahokia, was the one who finished first off there. And it is at 14.92. Harris, a little bit off of his mark of 14.52, but nevertheless, he finishes in first. Lyons finishes in second. And we are off to the next event, which is the 100-meter dash. 100 meters. Jacob Mitchell has the meet record here. He set that back in 2007 from Springfield Lamphere with a time of 10.51 seconds. And this is the race that features the senior sensation around, or excuse me, the junior sensation around here, known as Jamarian Stewart. He will be in the last heat of 4 of this 100-meter dash. As they get all the hurdles off of the field from the hurdle. Last year, Stewart for Collinsville took first place in this event at 11.08 seconds. So we'll see if he can better that. The national record is held by Henry Neal of Greenville, Texas, with a time of 10.15. That was set back in 1990. And the best in the state of Illinois, Josh Eicher of Galesburg in 2016 put in a time of 10.34. Same starting area as the hurdles. Same finish line. This is the shortest and the fastest race of the day, the 100-meter dash. And in this first leg, you will have in lane number 1, Connor Miller from Highland, Jason Hansborough from Glenwood, Joe Abramson from Lyons, Kevin Smith of Quincy, Ethan Leftwich of Highland, Jonathan Fisher of Centralia, Caden Hollerbach, a freshman from Collinsville, Ethan Kreichner, a senior from Waterloo, and Keelan Moore, a senior from Freeburg. So Collinsville will have a runner in this first leg, Caden Hollerbach, and in the last leg, Jamarian Stewart. As a matter of fact, Deontay McCoy, who finished in second last year with a time of 11.13 behind Jamarian Stewart, is also in that last heat. And Eddie Wilson from Mascoutah finished in third last year, and he is not on this list, so I'm guessing he since has graduated. It's turned into an awesome day after a full week of rain where just about everything got washed away baseball and softball wise, and that has forced me to have a game every day next week. We are just about ready to go here in heat number 1 of 4 of this boys 100 meter, and we are off and running. In lane number 3, it looks like Abramson will cross first from Lyons. And he does with a 11.81 mark. So he bests his previous mark of 11.97, does the junior from Lyons. And that brings up heat number 2. Noah Stock from Freeburg in lane 1. Will Hicks from Waterloo in lane 2. Lane 3 has Josh Reed of Edwardsville. Jalen Wiggins from Altoff Catholic in lane 4. A couple of Belleville East Lancers next to each other in 5 and 6, both seniors, Chris Smith and Michael Foster. Courtney Jackson, a junior from Mascoutah, next to teammate Devontae McDonald, a sophomore, both from Mascoutah. And then in lane 9, it's Narkel LaFleur, a junior from Glenwood. After the 100-meter dash, you have the 800-meter run. After that, some more relays. Big racer on here everybody looks forward to is the 200-meter dash. That is the second to last event before the 4x400 team relays. That's the last event of the day. Heat number 2. I'm about to get underway here. Field events, of course, are still taking place while the running events are going on. Here inside the Kahok Stadium. The long jump and the triple jump, the pole vault and the high jump. Over across the way in the middle of the campus is the shot put in the discus. Looks like we're going to have a reshuffle on the starting blocks here before they even got ready to say set. Now they're back down and ready to go. And they're off. On the inside, the young man from Mascoutah, McDonald, looks like he's got it in lane number 7. Actually, that was Courtney Jackson, his teammate in lane number 7, who finished in first, I do believe, as we await the time. And it is Jackson from Mascoutah, 11.33. That takes him to a new personal best. His previous was 11.71, so 11.33 for Courtney Jackson from Mascoutah has the best time of the 2 heats thus far. That brings us to heat number 3 in lane number 1. Owen Schaufelber, a senior from Lyons. Luke Oglesby, a junior from Edwardsville. 2 Belleville West Maroons in lanes 3 and 4. Tamir Young and Brendan McClone. Then a freshman from Cahokia and DeMontre Henley. Jerry Harper from Rantoul is a junior. Freshman runner from Cahokia. Michael Boone is in lane 7. Adante Kreider, a junior from Quincy, in lane 8. And Robert Ford, a senior from O'Fallon, in lane 9. Third heat of the 4 coming up here in the 100-meter dash. When did things change in this country? It used to be the 40-yard dash. Now it's the 100-meter dash. It was a 40-yard dash when I was in school, but I'm old. Doing a fine job over there, Samantha Dang. The what? I think so. Oh, are we? Lanes 5, 6, and 7. No shows right now? Well, while we're waiting, let's thank some more of our sponsors. How about the City of Collinsville? can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on any events they have coming up, which they do have a few. They have Memorial Day block party and fireworks. Yeah, this is going to be the first ever annual block party to get the summer started off. Live music, food, games, and more. It'll be from 4:30 to 9 o'clock. Fireworks start at 8:30 p.m. Doesn't say on here where that is. I'm wondering if that's a downtown thing. But if you would like more information on that, just go online, as well as checking out the Movies on Main coming up in June. Collinsville.org. In the middle, the two Maroons look like they're going to have the first and second spots in lane number 4. Looks like Brendan McClone won this particular leg, and his personal best was a 11.38 coming into this heat, and he beats that barely with an 11.30. So Young sets a new personal best and also sets the new high mark here this afternoon, barely edging out Courtney Jackson in that second heat. And we have arrived to the one everybody's been waiting for. Heat number 4 in lane number 1, Dylan Murray, a sophomore from Roxana. Trevin Lewis, a junior from Rantoul. Eric Griffin, a senior from Granite City. Gabriel Hillard, a freshman from Carbondale. Deontay McCoy, a senior from Alton. And we have Jamarian Stewart, the junior flash from Collinsville. Jaden Singleton, a senior from Alton. Keel Johnson, a senior from Centralia. And Tamarian Bivens, a freshman from O'Fallon. As we told you, Jamarian Stewart won this event last year at 11.08. And so far, he's improved on that this year. His personal best right now is a 10.68. So we'll see what he has for the folks here today. Remember, he is going to be in lane number 7, so it'll be the one closest to us almost. There'll be 2 runners across the fence here, and then, or 3 runners across the fence, and then you'll have Stewart. Stewart's in lane 6, right in the middle. They're down. They're set. And they're off. There is Jamarian Stewart in the lead. He has the young man from Alton right next to him, but Stewart is going to hold on and win this one. And he crosses the line in first as we wait on the time with a 10.70. Just 2 1/100ths of a fraction of a little bit over his usual, but nevertheless, he will win this event once again. And coming in second place will be Tamir Young from Belleville West. And then Courtney Jackson will end up in third place in this event. He ran in the second heat as Jamarian Stewart wins this one with a time of 10.70. There's Stewart's. Alton from McCoy from Alton came in second. Singleton came in third in that particular heat. All right. This is the wheelchair division of the 100 meters. There's only one person, that's Donovan McBride. And Donovan McBride has a personal best of 16.8. And there he goes. 16.8 is his personal best, trying to beat that. And he's not going to do that, but he's going to get across the line at about 18.1 or somewhere around there. 17.8. So he qualifies for state. And a nice job there by the senior from Waterloo, Donovan McBride. That brings us to the 800-meter run. 800-meter run. And we are going to have 3 heats in this one. As we look at the records here, first of all, in this invitational, that's held by Charlie Hatch of Nashville, who did that way back in 2005 with a time of 153.9. Last year, this was won by Caden Kirkham of Waterloo with a time of 159.4. 1 minute, 59 seconds, 0.4 seconds, excuse me. 1 minute, 59.40 seconds. And the national record held by Michael Granville of Bell Gardens, California, with a time of 1 minute, 46.4 seconds. And in the state of Illinois, Jason Van Swole from New Lenox Lincoln Way High School back in 1998 set the record at 1 minute, 49.7 seconds. And here in this first leg, you will see Dylan Rule, a sophomore from Belleville West in lane 1. Jude Tepper, a junior from Waterloo in lane 2. Devin Hersmeyer, a sophomore from Quincy in lane 3. Samson DeSalines, a freshman from Glenwood in lane 4. Matthew Ray, a sophomore from O'Fallon in lane 5. Jonathan Gossett, a junior from Rantoul in lane 6. Lane 7 has Titus McMath, a junior from Belleville West. Wyatt Broyles is in lane 8, a junior from First Baptist Academy in O'Fallon, Illinois. Jacob Rittenhouse, a sophomore from Highland in lane 9. Lane 10 has Randy Gardner, a sophomore from Granite City. 11 has Jack Hiller, a freshman from Althoff. Owen Kobeman, a junior from Highland in lane 12. Lane 13 is Jeremiah Gonzalez and Carl Lofton in 14, both freshmen and both from Cahokia. We'll have 3 heats, and then we'll also have Donovan McBride, once again in the wheelchair division, the senior from Waterloo, who will run in this as well. We're off and running here on this boys' 800-meter run. Belleville West, Dylan Rule, Titus McMath, also from Belleville West out here in this heat. And it looks like Dylan Rule holding down first place thus far. Coming around turn number 4, heading into this front stretch. Lap number 1 of 2. About to come to a close. And it looks like Samson DeSalines, a freshman from Glenwood, is trying to make his move on the inside. Right now he's holding down third place behind Dylan Rule in first place. And it looks like DeSalines is already making that move into the second spot as he closes in now with his sights on Dylan Rule in front of him. That is Devin Hermsmeyer from Quincy up there in the pack, and looks like he is going to try to take the lead. And now Dylan Rule falls back into third place, while DeSalines, the freshman from Glenwood, falls back into second as they come down this final stretch here. It is Devin Hersmeyer from Quincy who has the lead. And closing in quickly is DeSalines. He comes in from the outside, and the young freshman from Glenwood is going to barely beat out the sophomore from Quincy, Devin Hermsmeyer. Really? Jude Tepper from Waterloo finished in first? Okay, maybe I got the uniform wrong. Rule finished in third. Ray of O'Fallon finished in 4th. Tepper of Waterloo, that's what they say. 2:04. And then Hermsmeyer. Heat number 2 coming up next. All right, Matt Speidel, a junior from Centralia in lane 1. Jaquel Thorpe, a sophomore from Lyons in lane 2. Elijah Hall in lane 3. He is a senior from Rantoul. Gerard Bruce, a sophomore from Alton. Camden Sadler, a senior from Altoth Catholic in lane 5. Lane 6 is Creed Corell, a senior from Centralia. Alexander Valdez in lane 7, a junior from Edwardsville. McAllen Smith, a junior from Freeburg. Cooper Peterson, a senior from Glenwood. Alex Midkiff in lane number 10, a senior from Muscuda. A sophomore from Muscuda, Jordan Eddy right next to him in lane 11. Lane 12 has Andrew Burtman, a senior from Jersey, and Chayton Covert, a sophomore from Quincy, is in lane 13. As we are just about ready to go, heat number 2 of this 800-meter run. Well, we have 2 Collinsville runners in the last of these 3 heats. As the runners are on the line, there's the starting gun, and they are off. Rounding that first turn. Still in a little bit of a bunch up front as the runners stay together pretty well here around this first couple of 100 meters. As they come around this 4th and final turn in lap number 1. Looks like Matt Speidel from Centralia leading the pack right now. Also Elijah Hall in there. There's a big group of kids as they complete lap number 1 of 2. Down the back stretch. Final 200 meters coming up as the runners start to separate just a little bit. Heading around turn 3, coming into turn 4. And the young man has his number on the other side. That's Jaquel Thorpe of Lyons. But here is Camden Sadler from Altoff Catholic trying to make it interesting down this final stretch. And under 2 minutes, both of them. As Jaquel Thorpe finishes in first place in that heat. 159.02. That is a best mark for Thorpe, who had a previous mark of 202.54. And we have our 2 Collinsville runners that'll be taking place here in this heat. They'll be in the final 2 lanes, so we'll begin with lane number 1. That features Andrew O'Keefe, a senior from Granite City. Cassius Havas, a junior from Alton. Jacob Landon, a senior from Carlinville. Will Valnestein, a senior from O'Fallon. Jackson McAllister, a junior from Waterloo. 2 Belleville East runners next to each other, and Zach Panic, a junior, and Garrison Schindler, a sophomore. They occupy lanes 6 and 7 respectively. Roland Prenzler is in lane 8. He's a senior from Edwardsville. Drew Dilsher, a senior from Lyons, in lane 9. Corbin Schwabel, a senior from Freeburg, in lane 10. And then the 2 Collinsville runners, both sophomores, Theo Paxton in lane 11 and Stephen Green in lane 12. Which looks more like lanes 1 and 2. So it looks like the 2 Collinsville runners will have the inside track to start off with. For Paxton, his previous best mark, 201.38. Green, his previous best, 202.37. This one features a bunch of runners who have previous best under 2. That includes Andrew O'Keefe, the senior from Granite City, with a previous best mark of 154.97. As they around the first leg over there. And I believe that is Andrew O'Keefe in the lead. No? And now O'Keefe is moving up. Cassius Havis, junior from Alton, I'm guessing, up front. Hard to tell without seeing their numbers. I'm just going by school colors.
Looks like Havis is in the lead.
Yep. Havis is not going to be in the lead very much longer, as Havis is being passed by O'Keefe. 2 Collinsville runners, one in the middle, one toward the end of the pack. First lap in the books, and Andrew O'Keefe, the senior from Granite City, stretches his lead over Cassius Havis, the junior from Alton. O'Keefe stretches that lead a little farther each step. Third place is getting a little tight. And second place, with Cassius Havis in jeopardy now, as he falls back just a bit, but it looks like Andrew O'Keefe is going to win this leg. So O'Keefe is going to finish in first, but the race for second looks like right now Jackson McAllister of Waterloo is going to finish in second, and then Cassius Havis of Alton is going to finish in third place, and we might have ourselves a new record here maybe. 153.32. Wow. That is the better mark for O'Keefe. He came in with a best of 154.97. And that best last year's mark of Caden Kirkham of Waterloo at 159.4. And we do have a new meet record. The old meet record, 153.9 from Charlie Hatch in Nashville from 2005. That was 14 years ago. 153.9. Charlie Hatch, Nashville, 2005.
Charlie Hatch in Nashville in 2005.
14 years that record stood, so congratulations to Andrew O'Keefe from Granite City. And, you know, not that far off the state of Illinois mark of 149.7. A little closer. Donovan McBride in the wheelchair will take his 2 laps around. His previous best time in this event, 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
Waterloo to report to finals for distance.
So Andrew O'Keefe, senior from Granite City, sets a new mark in the 800-meter run. 153.32. And after young Mr. Donovan McBride gets through with this event, we will move on to the 4x200-meter relays.
About two flat pace. His previous best is 234, 224 according to his seat time. If you can hang on to that pace, it'll shave 24 seconds off of his previous best time.
And Donovan McBride completing his first at 105. Boy, if he does that, he'll cross the line in 2:10, and that would be 14 seconds off of his previous best mark of 2:24.
Let's cheer him on. Let's see if he has enough strength to hold on to this and break his previous best time.
I'm having a hard time finding my sheet that has the 200 meters on it.
We have the third and final call for the 400 meter dash.
Yeah, the 400 relay. 800.
300-meter hurdles. First call for the 1600-meter run. All right, let's cheer him in. We got McBride in the back.
Coming around the back stretch, here is McBride trying to beat his personal best time of 2:24. And he's got 20 seconds to do that. And it looks like he's going to break that by about 10 seconds. Pretty close to 10 seconds. Yeah, 2:14.85. And he sets a new personal mark. So congratulations to Donovan McBride. As we move now to the 4x200-meter relays.
Up next, we have the 4x200-meter relay. In lane 4, we have Waterloo.
4x200-meter relay. The meet record held by East St. Louis back in 2016. A time of 1 minute 25.64 seconds.
The meet record for the 4x2 is 1:25.64 seconds, 2016 by East St. Louis. The state qualifying mark for the 4x200-meter dash is
Da-da-da-da-da.
time that we'll be watching for.
1:25.64. So I'm guessing this is it. It says the 800 relay. All right, I think I got that set. Belleville West won this particular competition last year with a time of 1:28.50. Mascuda came in second. Cahokia came in third. The national record is held by Port Arthur Memorial, a high school out of Texas, with a time of 1:23.5. And the Illinois mark is held by Cahokia. They did it in 2015. A time of 1 minute 25.83 seconds. The Port Arthur Memorial Texas high school team that has the national record did that in 2017, so just a couple of years ago.
We're still waiting for Waterloo to the finals of the discus.
Okay, so the field competition is still going on.
Please head over immediately.
Looks like they may be finished with the high jump for the day. Pole vaulters are still going on across the way, and I believe they're into the triple jump in the jumping pits because they have two competitions over there to get through during the day, the long jump and the triple jump. And as soon as we start getting some updates, see if we have any final showing up on this list. Boys long jump is in the books. And it looks like Kenyon Johnson, a junior from Edwardsville, finished in first place with his mark of 22 feet, 4.5 inches. Collinsville's closest finisher was Kyle Crone, who finished in sixth place with a measurement of 20 feet, 11 inches. So we'll keep an eye on this here for you. See what else we have. We do have shot put results in. And the winner, Jordan Johnson of Quincy, with a mark of 62 feet 11 inches. Wow. I saw a lot of those guys out there struggling to hit that 40 mark. So Jordan Johnson of Quincy in first, Nicholas Farmer of O'Fallon in second, Matthew Wilson of Muscuda in third. And see if I can find the closest Collinsville finisher here. Chris Garcia Cloud finished in 19th place. And Martin Ochoa did not measure, so his throws didn't meet the mark. So, again, we'll recap all this as they're off in this 4x200 relay. As this first heat just consists of Waterloo and Highland. Tyler Toms, the sophomore, and Jeffrey Blunt, the sophomore from Highland, respectively there. And they hand off. Zach Marshall, a senior from Waterloo, and Brennan Austin, a sophomore from a Highland. Oh, excuse me, I probably got that backwards. We're going the other way around. Waterloo. Well, a little bit of a commanding lead over here on Highland as they hand off on the third exchange. And Mosquito widens that gap even more. Again, the record in this event, 1 minute 25.64 seconds. Waterloo comes in with a best time of 1:36 even, while Highland was at 1:38.68. Final leg here. And Will Hicks, bringing up the anchor leg for Waterloo, is going to cross the finish line well ahead of Highland at about the 1:37 mark. So a little bit off the pace of their previous best of 1:36, it looks like, by the naked eye. We'll have to wait for the exact time to pop up here. 1:37.51. So just a little bit off the mark, but nevertheless, Waterloo crosses the finish line before Highland. And heat number 2 will feature Granite City in lane 1, Altoff in lane 2, Quincy in lane 3, Freeburg in lane 4, O'Fallon has lane 5, Breeze Central Cougars have lane 6, your Collinsville Kahawks are in lane 7, and lane 8 features the team from Glenwood. Collinsville's relay team here consists of Jordan Conrad and Jaden Neighbors, both sophomores. Malcolm Burns, the senior wide receiver for the football team. Liam Driscoll, the sophomore, and DJ Poe, the junior. Now, they're not going to use all 5 of them. They'll use 4. So someone will be out. And again, Collinsville will be in lane 7. That would be the second lane away from our location.
They're looking for the third leg of the Collinsville relay team.
Looking for Jaden Neighbors. 4x200 meter relays. We are in heat number 2 of 3. And after that, the 400 meter. I don't know if you call that a dash or a run. One time around the track is what that is. So that's a little bit of a run, a little jog. And we're just about ready for heat number 2. Walking across that football field, man, you end up with all kinds of little granules in your shoe. Field looks great, though. And we are off heat number 2. As they head down the back stretch, ready for the first handoff. As they come around turn 3 into turn number 4. Down the back stretch, and somebody. Collinsville in second, now dropping down to third here. As they head to this exchange, looks like Freeburg may have the lead. Collinsville in fourth, but here is Jaden Neighbors trying to make up some room on the front runners. Freeburg right now in first, but the gap's getting a little closer as Neighbors closes a little bit of that room up for Collinsville. So this should be an interesting final handoff and final leg. And here they come around the final turn. Freeburg has the lead. Altoff Catholic in second. Collinsville coming up in third place. Jaden Neighbors trying to get across the line. He is going to be real close, and he will finish in third place. So Collinsville looks like they get a third place finish out of this particular one. 131.98 for Freeburg in first. Altoff gets a 132.93, and Collinsville does finish in third with a 133.59. And that was a little bit better than their 134.25, so Collinsville improves on that. And we begin our final heat here of the 4x200 meter relay. Mascoutah will be in lane 1. Edwardsville will be in lane 2. Rantoul in lane 3. Belleville West in lane 4. Belleville East in lane 5. Cahokia in lane 6. Lane 7 will have Lions. And Carbondale will bring up lane 8. Again, the time to beat was 125.64. 129.92 is, I guess, the time to beat for qualifying. Oh, yeah. Thought I did that. Sorry. All right. Final heat, and then we will move on to the 400 meters. We already had one meet record set today. Andrew O'Keefe, senior from Granite City, sets a new record in the 800 meter run. Pole vault. I don't know if they've been posted yet or not. Now all of a sudden I can't reach the page. That's nice. Are off on the next. Results for the pole vault are not in yet. Belleville West with the lead after the first exchange. Coming around this turn number 4. And they come around for the second exchange. Now the East is out to the lead as we had a baton exchange problem down in that second one. And the runner from East well ahead of the pack now. Belleville West trying to close up ground. They drop the baton. And a nice exchange there for Belleville East, and they are off and running. We might have a chance at a record here if this keeps up. In lane number 5, the Lancers. And crossing the line, 129. That's going to be close to 129 anyway for Belleville East. As a 130.12. Well, their previous best was 131.10. So just a couple of clicks off the mark there. And that brings us into the 400. 400-meter run. 48.3 seconds is the track record held by Darian Donald of Cahokia back in 2007. And we have 5 heats for this 400-meter dash. Nationally, Aldrich Bailey from Mansfield Timberview High School in Texas has the record. Set that back in 2012 of 45.1 seconds. In the state of Illinois, Kamir Montgomery of Plainfield Central has the state's top mark. Set that back in 2015 of 46.24 seconds. And last year in this event, Jamarian Stewart finished in first place with a time of 50.15. And Jamarian will be running. Is he going to run in this one? I do not see his name on the list. So maybe he's not running this one. Wanted to concentrate on the 100 and the 200. He's already taken first place in the 100. The 200 is the second to the last event that'll go off here today.
Jordan Johnson just broke the distance record, 206, throw 206.51.
Already had a new record set in the discus. Here is Leroy Perry from Altoff, Logan Whitlock from Waterloo, and R.J. Perriman from Centralia. As they go down the back stretch, a little bit of a gap separating first, second, and third. One time around. As they come around this final turn.
One of them break 57 seconds. Final 100 meters.
As they come down to the final stretch here. Looks like R.J. Perriman from Centralia in the lead. Closing up quickly is Logan Whitlock from Waterloo. As they head toward the finish line, and they'll do so right around the 57-second mark. Harriman from Centralia at 56.68. And that beats his previous best mark of 57.34. As we begin heat number 2, Aaron Boas, a sophomore from Freeburg. Kane Butler, a freshman from Alton. Noah Stock, a junior from Freeburg. Orlando Ellis Moore, a senior from Carbondale. Javier Hampton, a junior from Carbondale. Ethan Leftwich, a junior from Highland. Liam Driscoll, a sophomore from Collinsville. And Keenan Reeves, a sophomore from Belleville West. This is the only race that is going to feature a Kahok in this 400-meter dash. So Liam Driscoll, Collinsville's only hope here in this event. Oh, never mind. Jawan Ford runs in the 5th heat, the final and 5th heat. I mentioned earlier about the young man in the discus throw over there, number 1 in the United States. Jordan Johnson, the senior from Quincy. "206 feet with the discus. That breaks his previous mark of 205. So he added another inch. Here is heat number 2 of the boys 400. Runners are in their set position. Now they're up, and there's the gun. They're off. Full slate of runners, 8 in this heat. Down the back stretch. And the two guys from Carbondale are right next to each other here in lanes 4 and 5 as they come around this final turn. We'll see which one of them betters the next one. Teammates almost side by side here as they come down the final stretch. It is going to be tight. Javier Hampton looks like he's going to get the better of Orlando Ellis Moore. Moore is going to end up in 3rd place. If he's not hurrying, he's going to end up in 4th place because Noah Stock of Freeburg passes him up and finishes in 2nd. And then I do believe that Orlando Ellis Moore from Carbondale ended up in 3rd after he got the lead there for a little bit. Hampton, 54.06. Beats his personal best of 54.74. And that brings us to heat number 3 here in the 400 meters. Michael Dowell, a junior from Belleville East in lane 1. Christian Schramm, a freshman from Waterloo in lane 2. Demario Page, a sophomore from Cahokia in lane 3. Joshua Glenn, Belleville East junior in lane 4. Shermaine Farrar, a freshman from Cahokia in lane 5. Isaac Evans, a junior from Alton in lane 6. Noah Phillips, a junior from First Baptist Academy in O'Fallon in lane 7. And Simeon Seabury, a sophomore from Mascoutah in lane 8. Heat number 3 of 5 here in the 400-meter dash. What do you think your chances of getting somebody to deliver us some food up here?
Is there any way we can get food delivered up to the booth anytime soon?
Yeah, we can't leave, can we? All right. We're off in heat number 3.
Will they break 56 seconds? So the 200 mark, we want to see if they're under 26, around 26.
Back stretches where they are now, and the group is getting a little tighter as it looks like, well, I don't know. Trying to go by team colors here, but kind of hard to tell sometimes. But they're going to come around this third turn, heading into this fourth and final turn. And a little bit of a bunched up group here coming around this fourth and final turn as they head down the front straightaway and spread out. Here is Kristen Schramm from Waterloo in first place. Closing in the gap is Noah Phillips from First Baptist Academy on the outside lane, but it looks like it's going to be Kristen Schramm from Waterloo at 52.79. That's a personal best by almost a couple of seconds. His previous personal best was 54.5. And heat number 4. These boys 400 meters heading our way. Jackson Borden, a junior from Edwardsville in lane 1. Jemiah Foster in lane 2, a sophomore from Rantoul. Luke Marsgalia, a senior from Glenwood in lane 3. Lucas Reese, a junior from Quincy in lane 4. Camden Sadler, a senior from Altoff in lane 5. James Beard, a freshman from Highland in lane 6. Eric Griffin, a senior from Granite City in lane 7. And Mason Young, a sophomore from Glenwood in lane number 8. Four events left to go after this one wraps up, and we have 2 more heats left. This is heat number 4 of 5. It's turned into a nice afternoon. And we are off in heat number 3. As they bring it down the back stretch, there's a kid out front of everybody right now. I wonder if that's Isaac Evans from Alton, dressed all in red. Well, we only have 4 runners in this heat. Guess we lost some kids. Coming around the back stretch. This one might be a little close coming down the back stretch. That's Mason Young from Glenwood in the lead on the near side, but coming up is Reese from Quincy. He's going to pull away and end up taking first in this heat. 54.45 for Reese. So far, the best number is the one put in by Christian Schramm, the freshman from Waterloo, at 52.79. Well, I had 8 listed in the last heat, but only 4 of them ran, so we'll read off the names and find out what happens. All right, Jalen Dade, a senior from Quincy in lane 1. Logan Costello, a junior from Lyons in lane 2. Ryan Somredi, a sophomore from O'Fallon in lane 3. Jerry Harper, a junior from Rantoul in lane 4. Brandon Battle, a sophomore from Edwardsville in lane 5. Jawan Ford, a Collinsville sophomore in lane 6. Xavier Armand, a senior from Lyons in lane 7. And Courtney Jackson, a junior from Mascuda in lane 8. Last heat of the 400 meters, and then we move on to the 300 hurdles. Which they have to come out and set up after this last race. let's take some minute to thank my buddy Peyton Blaylock with Keller Williams Marquee. If you're looking to buy a new home or sell your current one, you can trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquee with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, by the way, they'll donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. So if you are in the market for a new home, give them a call. 618-780-4622. Online, www.blaylockteam.com. Here they come down the backstretch. Looks like Collinsville is going to be out front right now. And then a little bit of a race going on there with Collinsville and I think Rantoul. Have to see if they come around the corner here. And around turn number 3, Collinsville right now looking like they're in second place. Looks like Edwardsville, Brandon Battle is trying to close that gap up. And it is Jerry Harper from Rantoul in lane 4 with the lead, followed by Brandon Battle from Edwardsville. The Collinsville runner has dropped into 4th place and in jeopardy of dropping down into 5th at the very end of this race, which is exactly what happens. And Harper from Rantoul gets, I don't know what, can't see it. For 8.99. Wow. That a little off of the meet mark, which was a 48.3, but man, a 48.99, that's some pretty speedy running there by the junior from Rantoul. As we have the 300-meter hurdles coming up next. Well, first we are going to have, he's not listed on my sheet though, but it looks like Donovan McBride. Oh, there he is on the other side of the paper. Donovan McBride in the wheelchair division, trying to beat his personal best of 1 minute, 1 second. McBride, the senior from Waterloo. 300-meter hurdles coming up next. As we let Samantha Dang show you what's going on with Donovan McBride, I'll take a moment to step away here for a second. All right. Back just in time. 300 hurdles. And we have 5 heats. And just 2 runners in this first one. Ethan Williams and Skylar Wade. Both freshmen. Williams from Freeburg and Wade from Althoff. 300 meters, so they start over in that far right corner and they end at the regular finish line. So not quite all the way around the track. Williams' best time, 48.6. Wade's 56.1. And it looks like Williams is in the lead. And 2 more hurdles left. And Freeburg's Ethan Williams will win this heat. And he crosses the finish line. The clock down there still running from the last one, though. Yeah. Well, it's not going to take him 2 minutes and 32.6 seconds to run 300 meters, that's for sure. He was going to be close to his original mark of 48.6.
They can pick up the pot at the concession stand.
47. 47.87 ends up being the time. That will bring up heat number 2 of 5 here in this 300-meter hurdle. And this one will feature one of our very own Collinsville participants. Lane number 1, Eric Brown, a sophomore from Waterloo. Michael Showmaker, freshman from Belleville East in lane 2. Corey Deutsch, a sophomore from Granite City in lane 3. Jackson Lee, the basketball coach's son, a sophomore in lane 4. Andrew Capel, a freshman from Highland in lane 5. Luke Zeck, a junior from Rantoul in lane 6. And Kenyon May, a sophomore from Belleville West in lane number 7. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association while we have a moment. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the new website put together by the CEA at the beginning of this new school year. You can check it out, collinsvillecea.org. All right. Collinsville's participant Jackson Lee will be in lane 4 in this heat, and they are off and running. Lee is going to come from the inside and put on a pretty good start as he clears hurdle number 2, rounds the corner, looking like he's going to pick up a little position in first place. Once he gets past the hurdles, he uses that speed to his advantage, but let's hope he didn't use too much of it early and tire himself out here. He is in lane number 4. And looks like Michael Showmaker from Belleville East, the freshman, taking advantage of it. As Jackson Lee trying to battle back, trying to hang out in second place. He's being challenged by the Maroons in third. Lee jumps the last hurdle and crosses the line in second place. So congratulations to Jackson Lee. Gets a second place finish in that heat for Collinsville. Michael Showmaker from Belleville East at a 45.7. Showmaker and Lee 46.16. Almost Lee's personal best. His personal best previous was 46.12. This time a 46.16. But the guy from Belleville East, Michael Showmaker, the freshman, his previous best was 47 even. Well, he trimmed almost a second and a half off of that at 45.7. Heat number 3, Christopher Ruding, a senior from Mascoutah. Paul Rupert, a sophomore from Belleville East. Sander Whitfield, a junior from Quincy. Briley Portel, a junior from Highland. Kamike Harvey, a freshman from Cahokia. Javon Scott, a sophomore from Carbondale. Austin Bush, a sophomore from Glenwood. And Kendrick Terhune, a freshman from Rantoul, will round out the 8 participants in heat number 3 of 5 here in the 300-meter hurdles. At the end of this event, the 300-meter hurdles will have to take a moment to pay some bills while they take the hurdles off of the track, because after this is the 1,600-meter run. That'll be followed by the 200-meter dash, and the 4x400-meter team relays will be the last event here this afternoon. Kentucky Derby Day, Cinco de Mayo weekend. And heat number 3 is off and running. 300-meter hurdles. This has got the makings of a real tight finish the way this one's going around. And they come around to 3 more hurdles here on this final turn number 4. Looks like Sander Whitfield of Quincy with the lead. Quincy right in the middle there, but closing up quickly is Kendrick Terhune of Rantoul on the outside lane, and it looks like the young man from Rantoul will cross the finish line first. That is Kendrick Terhune at a time of 43.8. By the way, the time to beat here in this event on the 300-meter hurdles is 38.15, turned in by Delano Anderson of East St. Louis in 2016. Nationally, Reggie Wyatt of Riverside La Sierra High School in California in 2009 has the national mark of 35.02. And Dion McShane of Freeport, Illinois has the state mark at 36.5. And he set that back in 2017. So the best mark so far here in the first 3 heats belongs to Kendrick Terhune, the freshman from Rantoul, at 43.8. Another freshman has the next best mark, the freshman from Belleville East, Michael Showmaker, at 45.7. Here is heat number 4 of 5. Gavin Fisher, a sophomore from Centralia in lane 1. Brennan Tolley, a senior from Edwardsville in lane 2. Armand Williams, a junior from Mascoutah in 3. Chris Chai, the quarterback for the Kahok football team in lane 4 for Collinsville. David Broski, a junior from Waterloo in lane 5. Joseph Vogel, a senior from Quincy in lane 6. The gentleman's name that I can't pronounce in lane 7 from Glenwood. And Darren Smith, a junior from Granite City in lane 8. Here's how he spells his first name. Adepoju. Adepo? I don't know. Depoju? Anyway, that's why I haven't tried to butcher his name, because I really would not even be close to doing it any justice. Heat number 4 of 5, ready to go. And they are off and running. It looks like the pole vaulters are still taking part in their final. Across the way, looks like all the triple jumps and long jumps are done. Finished for the day. As they turn into turn 3, Chris Chai in the lead here for Collinsville. It knocks down a hurdle on the way. And he knocks down another one. And that one almost took care of one of the runners behind him. As Chris Chai comes down the stretch, 2 more hurdles. In lane number 2, it's Brendan Tolley from Edwardsville who's going to pass up Chai and take over first place. And Chai is going to end up in second. And it's going to be a close second place finish as the gap started to get closed. 41.9 for Brendan Tolley. 41.94. Chris Chai to 42.5. Chris Chai put in a pretty good time there, 42.5. That would be the second best mark so far, I do believe, here in this competition. That brings us to the 5th and final heat. Cavante Samilton, a sophomore from Alton in lane 1. Kijuan James, a junior from O'Fallon in lane 2. Joe Morrissey, a senior from Alton in lane 3. Stephen Harris, a junior from Cahokia in lane 4. Noah Williams, a senior from Freeburg in lane 5. Lane 6 has Aiden McBride, a senior from Lyons. Daniel Powell, a senior from Edwardsville in lane 7, and a senior from O'Fallon in lane 8, Damian Ross. Lots of senior runners in this 5th and final heat. So far, Brennan Tolley, the senior from Edwardsville, was the best time turned in at 41.94. Fifth and final heat here of the 300-meter hurdles. 1,600-meter run will be coming up next. Runners are set. They are ready, and they are off. Meet record, 38.15. The closest we've got so far is a 41.9. Around turn number 3 and heading into the final turn. That's going to be a tight finish up front here and in the middle. Looks like Stephen Harris from Cahokia in front. Right next to him, Joe Morrissey from Alton. Here comes. It's going to be real close. Real close. Stephen Harris of Cahokia put in a real close time, 38.64. 38.64, just missed the 38.15, turned in by Delano Anderson of East St. Louis in 2016. So the best mark, Stephen Harris, 38.64. After that, Brennan Tolley for 41.94. And then I believe Chris Chai has the next spot at 42.5. We'll have to wait for the final results, but that's the way I have it written down. While they clear off the hurdles, let's pay some bills. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both. and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You can save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
We are underway here in the 1,600-meter run. We'll pass along some of these participants for you here in just a second, as my young helper Samantha Dang has taken a break. She'll be back in just a moment. As they come around turn number 3. And it looks like Mark Eldridge from Civic Memorial in lane 1 with the lead. 4 laps total. 1 lap down, 3 to go. Two heats in this particular event, and then we're off and running with the 200-meter dash. Looks as if Mark Eldridge, the junior from Civic Memorial, still in the lead in this first heat. Tightened up a little bit here. That is Mark Eldridge from Civic Memorial and Corey Fleeman from Centralia, 1 and 2. As they are halfway through this first heat of the 1,600. And indeed, Corey Fleeman has taken the lead from Mark Eldridge of Civic Memorial. Are you here to take Samantha's place? Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Have at it, girl. Just follow the lead runners. Eldridge trying to close the gap here on Corey Fleeman, as Fleeman has 1 more lap to go. Collinsville's runner in this event, or in this leg anyway, Elvis Campos, is in 4th place as he crosses the line right now. Time to beat here in the 1,600 is 4 minutes, 7.51 seconds. That's the meet record set by Patrick Perrier of O'Fallon back in 2014. Nationally, Alan Webb of Reston South Lakes, Virginia, holds the USA mark. Under 4 minutes, 3:59.51. And Jeff Thody from Hoffman Estates in Illinois holds the state mark at 4 minutes, 5:05.17 seconds. Here is Corey Fleeman from Centralia. His personal best, 4 minutes, 43.7 seconds. And looks like he may beat that. We're at 4:29 right now, and he's just about to the finish line. It's going to be real close. 4:41 for Mark Eldridge. He beat his personal best as well. 4:37.68. That's the mark for Fleeman. 4:41.77 for Eldridge. So 2 personal marks set here, as both Eldridge of Civic Memorial and Fleeman from Centralia better their original personal bests. And the final heat coming up in this 1600 will feature Jack Elhart, a junior from Lyons in lane 1. Dathan Matten, a senior from Glenwood in lane 2. Jack Pfeiffer, a junior from Edwardsville in lane 3. Dre Matten, a senior from Glenwood in lane 4. Ryan Bonfiglio, a senior from Lyons in lane 5. Brooks Harlan is in lane 6. He's a sophomore from Centralia. Byron Jones, a freshman from Belleville East in lane 7. Luke Manolakes, a junior from Centennial High School. Max Hartman next to him in lane 9, a senior from Edwardsville. Alex Partlow, a freshman from Carbondale in lane 10. Corbin Schwabel, a senior from Freeburg in lane 11. Ethan Cherry, he's from Carbondale. He's a senior and he's going to run in lane 12. 13 features Easton Rosen, a sophomore from Highland. Brendan Krell, a senior from O'Fallon in lane 14. Nick Hanratty, a junior from Highland in lane 15. And a junior from O'Fallon, William Ray, in lane 16, rounds out this final heat of this 1,600 meters. Only 2 events left after this, the 200-meter dash and the 4x400 relay. The 200-meter dash is going to feature 5 heats. And then Donovan McBride in his wheelchair will, I guess, compromise the 6th heat in that event. And then the 4x400 meter relay will have 3 heats. All right, we're just about ready to go here on this second 1600. And they are off.
We're not just looking for a personal record here. We're looking for a state qualifying time. Let's go 4:22.5. That's what we're looking for. We have a bunch of athletes around the time here, so it's
422.5 is what you need to get to qualify for state. What? Really? That seems excessive. They are all bunched up. Coming around this third turn, heading into turn number 4 of a lap number 1, scheduled for 4. Very tight. First leg of this race. So bunched up. Couldn't even tell you who they are right now. Across the way they go. Still bunched up, but the group in the back falling a little bit farther off the pace. Now looks like a little bit of space has opened up on the outside edge. Brooks Harlan from Centralia, maybe. I know they wear red, so we'll have to see when they come around this fourth turn here who is in the lead. Still very bunched up. And that is Brooks Harlan from Centralia in the lead, followed by Luke Manolakes from Centennial in second place, and Jack Pfeiffer from Edwardsville in third, but they're still really close together. Halfway through this particular race, heat number 2 of the 1,600 meters. Looks like Brooks Harlan of Centralia, a little bit of separation, as Jack Pfeiffer from Edwardsville now settles into the second spot, but he's looking for some room on the outside to pass, and looks like he will take the lead. So Pfeiffer moves up front. His previous best mark, 4:26.05. They come around turn number 4, heading down this front straightaway and getting ready to head into the final lap of this race. Now coming up from the outside, Max Hartman, a senior from Edwardsville, overtakes his teammate, Jack Pfeiffer, as they head down their final lap. That's the bell lap, and the bell rings to signify lap 1 more to go. And Max Hartman from Edwardsville now opens up a lead over his teammate. That drops Brooks Harlan of Centralia back to third place right now. But he's trying to pass up Pfeiffer as well. Well, the two Edwardsville runners are in first and second right now, as they come around turn 3 for the final time, heading into the final turn. That second place spot's going to be tough, and don't count out Brooks Harlan yet. Now coming up from the outside, it's going to be Luke Manolakes, who is going to end up passing everybody up and running away with it here. At the last possible moment that he could, he'll cross the line at about 4:25. Luke Manolakes comes from out of nowhere at the end there and picks up the win. 4:25.22. So, that got interesting down there at the end. 4:25.22 ends up being the best time of the two heats. So it looks like Luke Manolakes will take first place in that event.
Up next, we have the 200-meter dash.
What's the tie-in? There's a tie in the high jump, so it's going to be settled by a coin flip up here in the press box between Cahokia and Carbondale. How interesting is that? All right, we have arrived to the pinnacle, the 200-meter dash. We're going to have 5 heats plus the young man from Waterloo in the wheelchair division, Donovan McBride. That'll be after the first 5 heats here. Here in heat number 1, we have Logan Chandler, a sophomore from Highland, actually in lane 2. Ben Turwell, a junior from Quincy in lane 3. Keelan Moore, a senior from Freeburg in lane 4. Gage Brumley, a junior from Waterloo in lane 5. Connor Miller, a sophomore from Highland in lane 6. And Zach Marshall, a senior from Waterloo in lane 7. When is Jamarian Stewart running, you ask? Oh, my answer is he's going to be in the last heat, right in the middle of the pack in the last heat. As a matter of fact, he'll be in lane 4 of that 5th heat. Jordan Conrad of Collinsville will run in the next heat. And those are your only 2 Collinsville participants in this 200-meter dash. They will start over there in the northeast corner and finish in the regular spot here where we've had the finish line set up all day. I got a quarter. Yep. Uh-huh. No money back from Todd. What's up with that? Where's all the loving? Well, I'll have to see if I can pay attention to this while I'm paying attention to races here. Coin toss to determine the winner of the high jump. Oh, 5th and 6th place. Ah, okay. I got you now. Fifth goes to Carbondale. All right, we're off in the first leg in the first heat of this boys 200-meter run as they come around the final turn, heading into the straightaway here. Well, looks like it's Keelan Moore of Freeburg in the lead here. Closing up the gap is Zach Marshall of Waterloo on the outside, but it looks as if Moore from Freeburg is going to cross the finish line first. Close to 24 seconds. And it is Moore from Freeburg at 24:16. And that is his personal best. He had an original one of 24.9. Here is heat number 2. Noah Stock, a junior from Freeburg in lane 1. Jason Blackman, a junior from Althoff in lane 2. Chase Hansen, a freshman from Muscuda in lane 3. Leighton Roper, a sophomore from Althoff in lane 4. Narkel LaFleur, a junior from Glenwood in lane 5. Nico Zerbonia, a senior from Glenwood in lane 6. Zach Smith, a senior from Edwardsville in lane 7. And Collinsville has Jordan Conrad running in lane 8. All right. Same starting position over there in the northwestern portion of the football stadium here. We'll have a busy schedule for you next week. All kinds of changes. I am going to post all the information on the Facebook page tomorrow. But I can tell you that Monday, weather permitting, of course, we'll have a baseball doubleheader as East St. Louis comes into Fletcher Field at Woodland Park in Collinsville for a twin bill, because both the one at East St. Louis and the one scheduled last week in Collinsville have all been wiped away by rain, so they're going to play two at the same time, and one's going to be a Collinsville home game and the other is going to be an East St. Louis home game, but they're all going to take place on Fletcher Field. Runners are getting ready. Heat number 2 of 5 here in this 200-meter dash. By the way, the meet record, 21.5 seconds set by Ernest Winters of Cahokia back in 2007. Nationally, we'll tell you that in just a moment. Second heat is underway. Collinsville, Jordan Conrad, he'll be the one closest to our camera location on the outside edge here, and he's got a chance. He's right now in second place, right behind Nico Zerbonia of Glenwood, but closing up on the inside lane, maybe it was Noah Stock of Freeburg who might have edged out Collinsville for second. It's going to be close, 23.6 for Zerbonia. And Conrad of Collinsville did finish in second place. at 24.15, which is also a personal best for the young Collinsville sophomore. So 23.64, the best mark out of the two heats, belongs to Nico Zerbonia of Glenwood. And Jordan Conrad has the second best mark because he bettered the 24.16 put in by Keelan Moore to win that first heat. And now we have arrived to heat number 3. Michael Foster, a senior from Belleville East in lane 1. Tamir Young, a freshman from Belleville West in lane 2. Kenyon Johnson, a junior from Edwardsville in lane 3. Robert Hill, a freshman from Cahokia in lane 4. Makai Lewis, a freshman from Quincy in lane 5. Eric Griffin, senior from Granite City in lane 6. Noah Phillips, a junior from First Baptist Academy in lane 7. And Jonathan Fisher, a sophomore from Centralia in lane 8. And they're off in race number 3 of 5 here in this 200 meters. Lane 2, Belleville West. Tamir Young has got the lead over crosstown rival Michael Foster from Belleville East. And it will be Tamir Young of Belleville West across the finish line first. His personal best, 23.9, and he beat that with a 23.3. So, all right, now, Tamir Young turns in the best mark so far in the 3 heats. Brings us on to heat number 4. Courtney Jackson, junior from Mascuda in lane 1. Jakiba Burley, a senior from Carbondale in lane number 2. Tayon Swift, a freshman from Rantoul in lane 3. Tamarian Bivens, a freshman from O'Fallon in lane 4. Dylan Harper, a junior from Rantoul in lane 5. Joe Abramson, a junior from Lyons in lane 6. Jalen Patterson, a junior from O'Fallon in lane 7. And Jaden Singleton, a senior from Alton in lane number 8. This is the 4th heat of 5. Jamarian Stewart, the junior flash Kahok here, Collinsville High School, getting ready for the last heat. He'll be in the next heat. And then we will see Donovan McBride, a senior wheelchair participant here for Waterloo, take the track, and then we'll be off to our final event, which is the boys 4x400 meter team relay. And of course, we'll transition ourselves into the post-game coverage and give you all the final results. If I remember correctly, I believe my schedule for next week is a doubleheader baseball game on Monday, softball game Tuesday and Wednesday, final soccer game of the year against Edwardsville here on Thursday, and then softball on Friday. They're off on this fourth leg as they come in front of us, heading down the stretch. Looks like Tamarian Bivens of O'Fallon in the lead right now in the middle of the pack. Closing up quickly is Jaden Singleton, the senior from Alton. And that's going to be a close finish. There's 3 of them right in a row. We may have to look at the photo on that one. Jackson from Mascuda at 22.87. Another personal best set as he beats his previous mark of 23.52. 200-meter dash record, 21.50. Set back in 2007 by Ernest Winters of Cahokia. Does Jamarian Stewart have a chance to beat that? His personal best in this event, 21.24. So if he does that, he will set a new meet record. He will be in the middle of the pack. Lane number 1, Akil Johnson from Centralia. Gabrielle Hillard, a freshman from Carbondale in lane 2. Darian West, a senior from Cahokia in lane 3. Then you have Jamarian Stewart. Deontay McCoy, a senior from Alton in lane 5. Brandon Jenkins, a junior from Belleville West in lane 6. Rafe Close, a sophomore from Lyons in lane 7. And Chris Smith, a senior from Belleville East in lane 8. Final heat of the 5 for the runners here in the 200-meter dash. National record, Roy Martin set that from Dallas Roosevelt High School in Texas at 20 seconds, .13, and that was all the way back in 1985. The state record held by Anthony Mormon from Roselle Lake Park High School at 20.89. That was set in 1997. And Matthew Patrick from Centralia won this event last year at a time of 22.46. And last year, told you about Matthew Patrick of Centralia, followed by Darian West of Cahokia and Deontay McCoy of Alton. And both of those gentlemen are in this particular race. Stewart will be right in the middle of the pack. He already has a first place finish here in the 100 meters today. Final heat here in the 200-meter dash is off and running. Stewart in the middle of the track will come around this final turn and he'll be in the lead. Will he set himself a personal best or even a track mark? In lane number 4, he has a big time lead over everybody else as he heads toward the finish line. 20 seconds and 21. We'll see if it's enough. 21.34, he sets a new mark. A new meet record here at Collinsville High School. A 12-year-old record broken by the junior from Collinsville, Jamarian Stewart. 21.34. That will be good enough to take first place here in this event as Donovan McBride is back out there in his tricked out wheelchair. And he has a personal best mark of 31.4 in this event as he tries to continue his push to the wheelchair division in the state tournament coming up later this month. Last thing after this is the 4x400 relay. There he goes. Looking to break his old mark of 31.4. He comes down this final stretch. 31.4. This one's going to be a close one. Down to 28 seconds. And he'll cross with about 32. And it'll be exactly 32.49. 3 heats coming up in this boys 4x400 meter relay. And the record holder in this event, East St. Louis, back in 2006 with a time of 3 minutes, 16.8 seconds. The national record holder belongs to the team out of Hawthorne, California, with a time of 3 minutes, 7.4 seconds. That took place in 1985. And that mark for East St. Louis that set the meet record here is only bettered by their top mark in the state, set the year after at 3 minutes, 13.6 seconds in 2007. So 1 year after they set the meet record here, they set the state record, did the East St. Louis Flyers. In this first heat, Highland will be in lane 3, Quincy in lane 4, Altoff in lane 5, and Granite City in lane 6. Collinsville will run in the third and final heat of the day. And we'll be starting at the finish line for the 4x4 relay. This days went by kind of quick. Last event of the day today. Coach Key, the former Lady Kahok track and field coach, cracking some funnies up here. And over the loudspeaker. I don't know what the holdup is on the start of this one, but we don't want anyone to get ran over, because that's not fun. Now they're ready to go. And they are off. Looks like we're missing a team. We were supposed to have 4 teams out there. We only have 3. On the far side, they come around that first turn over there. It's 1 lap around, and then they hand off the baton. We'll see who we have coming down here. In lane 5, Altoff. Jeremiah Branson, the senior, handles the first leg of this relay. And he will hand off to Lorindo Branson. And handoff number 1 is in the books. Altoff with a big lead here. While we have a moment, let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. They're locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums, Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call at 345-5679 today for your free estimate. While you're there, you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Let's also thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club. They have been doing their thing since 1934. The Collinsville Junior Service Club has been providing women in the area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in and around the Collinsville area. If you would like more information on any event they have or they are hosting or sponsoring, then you just head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, click on their event page, and you are set. Big thank you to all of our sponsors as we begin the last stretch down here. Althoff in a commanding lead as they head to the finish line for the final handoff here in this first heat of the boys 4x400 meter relay. And the handoff goes to, I believe, Jonathan Dory, a senior, as Althoff has 5 guys listed. That's all right. Quincy has 7. Granite City leading Highland for second place as Althoff has a huge lead for first place. And again, the mark here at this meet set by East St. Louis of 3 minutes, 16.8 seconds. Already well under that. But Althoff is going to win this first one at about the 3:31 mark. And Althoff, their previous best in this mark was 3:35. So they finished with a 3:31.4. And the first heat is in the books. Heat number 2 of 3 will feature Carbondale in lane 1, Belleville West in lane 2, Centralia in lane 3, Edwardsville has lane 4, Muscuda with lane 5, Waterloo has lane 6, the Cougars of Bree Central High School in lane 7, and Glenwood in lane 8. 3:32 seems to be the mark to beat here, as Muscuda, Edwardsville, and Centralia all have variations of 3 minutes and 32 seconds. And then the last race will feature Collinsville in lane 1. Two more races to go. Yeah, my camera's way above your head. No, you're all right. I would have let you know a long time ago. All right. Just about ready to go here in heat number 2 of 3 in this 4x400 relay. They are off in heat number 2. Down the backstretch. Looks like Glenwood in late 8 has a early lead here. Edwardsville closing up the gap. Waterloo in lane 6 with the lead. That is Glenwood with a close second place in this lane 8 assignment as the first handoff takes place at the start-finish line. And I believe Waterloo, looks like they have the lead after that first handoff. And now the group of runners bunches up just a little bit more. Edwardsville's runner is going to retake the lead over there on that far turn as they come around the final turn here. As we meet the halfway point here, again, Glenwood in the lead, but this is going to be a very close race as they hand off the batons at the start-finish line. And now it looks as if Glenwood has retaken the lead here. Edwardsville in second, Waterloo in third. Looks like Belleville West in the 4th spot right now. As we come around the 4th turn, it is a battle between Glenwood and Edwardsville. Edwardsville looks like they're going to take the lead here as we approach the final handoff. One more lap to go. It's going to be a 2-man race, it looks like, here between Glenwood and Edwardsville. Marcus Price, it's not Edwardsville, that's Brandon Battle, the sophomore out there running that final leg for Edwardsville. Not sure who the Glenwood runner is. They have 8 of them listed. But it's going to be a tight finish. It looks like Brandon Battle has found himself another gear all of a sudden. And he comes around that 4th turn in first place. Brandon Battle, the sophomore, bringing it up. Looks like he is going to have enough to finish it up. And he'll cross at about 3:27. And that's a very big improvement over the 3:32. 3:27.59. Yeah, that is a big improvement over their season's best of 3:32. And a big 4-second improvement over the first leg. That was won by Altoff at 3:31. All right, we're into the final race of the day here at Kahok Stadium. Collinsville will be in lane 1, Belleville East in lane 2, Alton in lane 3, Freeburg in lane 4, O'Fallon in lane 5, Lyons in lane 6, Rantoul in lane 7, and Cahokia in lane 8. Collinsville's team consists of Juwan Ford, the sophomore, Stephen Green, also a sophomore. Matter of fact, all sophomores. Stephen Green, Jaden Neighbors, and Theo Paxton. just about ready to go for this final meet, final heat. We are off and running here in this final heat, final event of the day. Right now, looks like Freeburg has the early lead. Collinsville, they have lane number 1, so they have the inside lane. As teams prepare for the first turn. As they come around the front stretch here. Well, looks like Lions in the lead right now. Collinsville bringing up the rear here in this last heat. Around the far turn on the other side. And a little tight 4-man group up front, turning into a 3-man group quickly. As the two runners, Rantoul and Freeburg, battling it out as they round turn number 4. Heading down the front straightaway, halfway through this race. Rantoul in the lead. Freeburg in second. Rantoul comes out of the handoff in first place. Freeburg trying to close the gap. Alton, they want to have something to say about this. Collinsville still bringing up the rear here. Rantoul and Freeburg still battling it out, but we're going to have another player or two come up in this one. I believe Alton is in there as well. Lions trying to get in the mix as well. Freeburg in first, Alton in second right now, Rantoul in third. Lions in fourth, but it's close. Here comes the final handoff. It's Alton now in front as they begin the final leg around the stadium. Rantoul trying to pass up Freeburg now and overtake second place. And they have their sight set on the Alton leg runner, Joe Morrissey, the senior. They round the third turn for the final time, heading into the final turn. And the final group of runners to compete here today coming right in front of us right now and being led by Joe Morrissey, the senior for Alton, as he looks to pick up a win for his team. Rantoul will finish in second. Freeburg will finish in third. Alton's time, 3:24.95. 3:24.95 is a little bit better than their previous of 3:26. Thank you, dear. You are all finished. I appreciate it. Tell your friend Samantha I said thank you too, all right? Thank you. All right.
If you want to watch a replay of this meet, go to www.kahoksports.com. Should be ready to view in about 2 hours at the conclusion of today's meet. We should have the team winners here in just a second.
All right. We have transitioned ourselves into post-game coverage now. That is brought to you by my friends at Kellop Jennings Florist, located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. Right now their focus is on Mother's Day. That is coming up quick, kids, May the 12th. That'll be here a week from tomorrow, so get your orders in now. Get your flowers ordered early, and you can take care of Mom without any hassle whatsoever. Give my friends at Kellop Jennings Florist a call, 344-0404 or online at kellopjennings.com. We'll take a look at all the finals and bring you all of the winners of today's events here in just a little bit. Bear with us on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville, online, weshipstlouis.com, or call 346-4884. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You can save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. Take a look at your Collinsville Kahawks meeting out there at midfield. And we are not going to be able to pass along the individual results to you because the computer just will not cooperate with me and refresh fast enough for me to write everything down. But we can tell you the winner of the event as far as team competition is concerned goes to Lions. They had 66 points to outdistance themselves from second place Edwardsville. So Lions, who captured first place in their very first entry into this invitational back in 2013, becomes just the third team to win more than one championship here over the last 10 years, as Edwardsville finished in second place with 60 points. Cahokia right behind them at 55.5. That's just 5.5 points more than Alton had at 55, and Collinsville ends up in fifth place this year with 50 points in their own invitational. That is an improvement over the sixth place finish last year. We're moving up, folks. Seventh place in 2017, sixth place last year, fifth place this year. We're moving up. That's the plan anyway. So thank you. That's going to do it here from us this afternoon. I'm going to, of course, get all the results posted on the Facebook page. And if you have anybody that wants to watch the replay, that should be up here in a couple of hours after I process it. It's been a long one. It's been almost 4 hours of live streaming, so it takes a little longer the longer that it is. So we'll get going on that here in just a minute. As I mentioned to you, we have a busy week next week. We know that Monday will be over at Fletcher Field for doubleheader baseball action as Collinsville takes on East St. Louis in 2 games. First game beginning at 4:30. The second game about 20 minutes after the conclusion of the first game. So we'll look forward to a busy week next week if Mother Nature can contain herself. Maybe we can get everything in and not have to be backed up when it comes time for playoff action. So until Monday, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend.